Listen, so today's topic on Love Less Than Lies is how to turn a booty call into a boyfriend. Turn a booty call into a boyfriend. And I just used the term because it was a cool little title, but for booty call into a man friend, booty call into a committed relationship, that's what we're saying. So, I don't care booty call into, if you date females, booty call into your partner. Whatever it is, whatever you do, the principles still work. Now, I'm not here to judge who you love. I'm just here to show you how to love. You like that, man?
You better, boy.
You like that? You like that?
I'm going to do something.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not here to judge who you love. I'm just here to show you how to love. All right, so let's get busy on today's turn a booty call into a boyfriend. Just my title could be booty call into a partner. Anyway, so what we're going to do is let's talk about how we do that. First of all, I'm going to have a little fun with this. I got to ask a question because I got an email from a new client. And the new client said that here's how it went. So she hit me and she said, call me. Okay. Normally, y'all, I just don't call people unless you're already a client. If you're not a client, you got to book a discovery session. But in this particular case, she booked a discovery session. So prior to the discovery session, she said, I'd like to talk to you. And I said, okay. So she asked me, she said, listen, I've been seeing this guy for a minute. And basically it started out as a booty call. And then it has continued, but I done caught some feelings. I'm catching feelings all over. I'm catching feelings all over the place. All right? Now, you know about catching feelings. I don't care. You can. Quiet. I might even bring you on my show one day. But, so she said, I'm catching feelings. And she said, I want more. I want more. The dreaded term, I want more, can help me get more. So I said, I am a genius. I am smart as hell. I said, it's still his choice to give you more. But what I can do is I can tell you what you need to do to get more out of that relationship. Now, let's talk. Let's talk real. A lot of times, y'all, I'm not saying, we all grown. And we are sexual beings. We were made to be sexual beings because God created us to want sex so that we could procreate. Now, I personally don't think it was his idea for you to have 2, 3, 4, 10, 12, and so that kind of threw everything off because now you have multiple feelings to a lot of different people. So let me tell you first, before I tell you how to change it, let me tell you what's happening. So when you have sex with somebody, it's just a booty call. You think of it as a physical need that you are solving. So a lot of females might say, you know what, I'm going to be like the men. I'm going to just go, I'm going to get mine, and you know what? I'm going to be out, I'm going to act like y'all do. I'm going to just do what I do what you do, and I'm going to act like you. Bam! There is a problem. There is a problem with that because there are things that we were all, nature did some things differently. So what happens is nature gave the female energy, the woman. Your nature says, okay, what I'm going to do is when you have sex, when things happen, that, I'm going to help you release oxytocin. Oxytocin is a hormone. So when you have sex, when the man caress your nipples, suck your breast, and I'm not trying to be graphic, I'm trying to be science. I'm trying to be science. What happens is when he would rub your breast, suck your breast, oxytocin is released. That's why, y'all, what happens when the baby is born and then you put the baby on the mama's nipple? See, the truth is, what happens, it's called a bonding chemical. When the baby sucks that nipple, this hormone, oxytocin, is released in your brain. Thus, you bond with the baby. That was the way it was intended. Now, the nipple don't know who's sucking it. The nipple don't care who's sucking it. What the nipple knows is being sucked. And so when the nipple's being sucked, the oxytocin is released. I'm just bringing it real. So listen, y'all, y'all know I am. I'm going to be real. My wife is still in my show looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm telling the truth. And so now, when you have this sex, which wasn't intended, and we've done it. I'm not judging you for doing it. I'm just telling you what's happening while you're doing it. And so then the hormones keep being released all the time when you're having a booty call. The hormones are released, and all of a sudden you do what we call catch feelings. Well, you catch feelings because all these hormones have been released in your body, and now that bonding chemical makes you want to bond with that person. The reason why this is supposed to be is so that we can take care of the babies, the families, we'd be a unit. That was the way it's supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be you hit that, quit that, and get out of here. It's supposed to be we hit it and we stay. We raise the family, we work it out. Now, that's why it happens. So, you think that because your hormones are being released that you want him to be your boyfriend, but you don't. So there's a deeper question before I tell you how to turn booty call to boyfriend, but there's a deeper question, and that deeper question is simply this: how do you know that the guy that you have, who has helped you release the hormones, is the guy that you want to be your mate, partner, all of the above, boyfriend, whatever? How do you know? It's kind of like, y'all, think about a dog that chases a car. You know, y'all ever notice how the car's coming, and the dog, he got his approach, but he'll never run out in front of that car. But let me ask you this: what would happen if the dog actually caught the car? See, the truth of the matter is, it's not the dog chases the car because he thinks that I want the car. It's kind of like a female who thinks that this guy is the guy because he's helped release these hormones. And what is you have to ask yourself a couple of questions. Number one, it's more to a relationship than sex. You have to ask yourself, can I do life with this person beyond this sex? Do I like the person when I'm just putting this shelf together from IKEA? Okay? Do I like the person when we have to decide who's going grocery shopping? Do I like the person when my car had a flat tire and I call the person and I want them to come and help me out? Do I like the person when we're talking about a will, or my parents are dying, or someone's in the hospital? Do I want to be with that person during those times? And because people get married, and they get married based on the first level of love, that's when all of these hormones are released, it's not real. So you got to ask yourself those questions. You got to ask yourself one last question before I tell you how to turn a boyfriend a booty call to a boyfriend. You got to ask yourself, is the person that I'm wanting to have this relationship with emotionally available to me? Are they emotionally available to me? And are we emotionally compatible? Those two questions will help you determine whether or not this person is the one for you. Is that person emotionally available? Because a lot of the people we like, a lot of the people we want to be with, because they're sexually available, they are not emotionally available. Because we think just because they're emotionally available, because they're sexually available, that they're emotionally available, and they're not. And the second thing you got to ask is this: are we emotionally compatible? This is something that most people never take into consideration. Never. And what's emotional compatibility? Do we feel similarly about our core values? Do we feel similarly about core values? Are our core values congruent to each other? If they're not, keep it stepping. Now, if all of these things I'm saying are a go, it's a green light. Now, let me tell you how to go from turn a booty call to a boyfriend. All right. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. If the longer you have been a booty call, the harder it's going to be. Here's why. Because the way people think, the way men think, is they're black and white. You know, a lot of times they did the movie Shades of Grey. They did 50 Shades of Grey. And that movie was geared toward females. And the reason why is because women can look at situations in shades of gray many times. But men, we are like black and white. Either you're, girlfriend material or you're not. Either this or that. Oh, this or that. And does it make it right? Not necessarily. However, the reason I say that is because it's harder, but it's not impossible. Because as I said before, they see you in a certain way. Your brand, and I talk about brand, and I talk about personal brand and how each one of us is a personal brand. And personal branding is extremely important in relationships. And what is a personal brand? It's nothing more than the mental imprint that another person has about you, your core values, and your behavior. What you do, who you are. It's what I think about it. And basically what I think about it is put out by the messaging that you put out. It is established by the messaging you're putting out. What does your Facebook post look like? How do you communicate? How do you act? How do I see you? What behaviors are you exhibiting? All of those things contribute to your personal brand. Now, first things first, we've got to be willing to change that. You've got to be willing to change the perception the person has about you. If you are not willing to change that perception, then you're going to stay in the booty call realm. All right, you're going to stay in that booty call genre. You know what? Ned, you know that was funny. Okay, so the 3 steps I came up with. If you're willing to change it, first thing you got to do is this. You got to be honest. You got to be honest. You got to be willing to speak your truth. Now, I know that we've been sexual. We've had our fun. We've done all of these things, but you have to be honest and speak your truth. But you cannot speak your truth in a crazy way, because if you've all of a sudden been thinking about this for the last month, 6 weeks, it's been stewing in you, and you wondering, why you treat me like a booty call? Because I want to be more. But he doesn't know that. And so you cannot expect him to understand what's inside you. And what I tell people is, number one, be honest. Be emotionally honest about how you feel. And here's how you do that. Watch this. I have a method. The first method is what I call the IC stage. I notice. All right. I noticed that, we've been having fun. We've been sexually, and I liked it because that's how we began. And I wasn't wanting to be serious. But then after you tell them what you notice, what you see, the facts. I always say state the facts at first. The fact is, we've been nothing more than a booty call. That's the fact. The fact is, I come over at 10 o'clock at night. That's a fact. And this is part of speaking your truth, y'all. But then the second part is, state how you feel about the facts. You say before, and this is how you feel. Before, you know what? I was cool with it. I was good with it. I was having a little fun. I didn't want to be serious. And, we were both having fun. But now I feel like, you know what? My life is changing. And I want more out of life. I want a more serious relationship. Now, you may not be able to give that to me. I would love to. I would like for us to be more, but I at least wanted to express that. Now, watch this. Now, the dude gonna be thrown off guard, y'all. He gonna be like, look at me.
On the inside.
Oh, yeah. On the inside, he gonna be looking like this. On the outside, he might be trying to be cool, like, okay. Notice I just changed that. Okay, but on the inside, I'm like this. What? What are you saying? Now, it's going to take him a minute to process what you've just said. Every man processes what you just said. Now, there are some men who will say, now this is the reason why this is key is because you got to do the next steps that I say. After you tell them, And then, don't make it a big issue. Just tell them your truth. Speak your truth, but don't speak it angrily. Because if you speak it angrily, he's wondering, where is this anger coming from? We've been kicking it. Everybody's been good. You've been good. I've been good. We both been good. And now you're mad. He doesn't understand that. Now you're mad because you wanted to change. He should know you wanted to change, but he doesn't. Now you've spoken your truth. So the second thing you have to do is this, is don't mention anything else about it right away. You have to, number 2, listen and acknowledge. Listen and acknowledge. You have to listen to not what he says, what he does. Listen. Don't listen to what a man says. He speaks with his actions. A man speaks with his actions. Okay? So, he heard everything you said. If he doesn't ask you any questions, he knows exactly what you mean. So when you say what you say, if the man is like, oh, okay, I feel you. Okay, I'm with you. What he's doing is he's processing everything that's going through his head right now. Like, okay, she don't leave. I mean, we're going to stop doing what we're doing. What is it? Now, if the man likes you and he doesn't want to lose you and he feels like our relationship is worthy of going to the next level, he might not say it right away, but he's going to act accordingly. Now, if he does not listen to what he does, notice I didn't say listen to what he says, listen to what he does. If he does not change the behavior and still asking you to come over at 10 o'clock at night, then he sees it the same. He's just testing you. He's seeing what you're going to do. And if you don't hold yourself in high esteem, if you don't hold yourself up and decide that this is what I want out of my life, this is what I want, then he's going to say, oh, that shit wasn't real. Let's keep knocking. He's not going to say it, but he's going to keep doing it. And so what I want you to do is the third stage. After you've watched and listened, and after you've listened, and you have to acknowledge, before we get to this third stage, you have to acknowledge what you actually see. If he's not changing, then he doesn't see it that way. If he's still wanting to do it the other way, he hasn't addressed what you said, he hasn't made an effort to change anything, then he wants to keep things as status quo. Okay? Seriously. And you just have to acknowledge that. Many people are in relationships, and they've been in relationships for a long time. And in that relationship, things have not gone exactly as you would like them to go. But you won't acknowledge that things aren't going to change. They're not going to change. Things are what they are. He is what he is. I am what I am. And this relationship is what it is. And until I acknowledge that part of it, I'm going to keep getting what I'm getting. And the third step is this. You have to be willing to pull back. You have to be willing to pull back, because why would I buy the cow if I can get the milk for free? Why would I buy the peach orchard if I can pick peaches anytime I get ready? And that's how he sees it. You have to, I don't mean this in a negative way, but you got to force a man to make a decision. Force him to make a decision. Either I'm worth more because I'm not going to continue doing what we're doing. Either I'm worth more or I'm not worth more to you. But I could be worth more to someone else. And until you decide that that's the case and you're willing to pull back, you're going to keep getting the same thing you're getting. And you will never turn a booty call into a boyfriend. That's it. That's the reality, y'all. I hate to put it like that. And so I guess, but before you ever get to that, before you ever get to the point where you got to ask yourself, is this person the person for me? Beyond the sex, beyond the physical attraction, the physical connection, do we have an emotional connection? Is this person emotionally available? are we emotionally compatible? Okay, you've got to ask yourself, do I like this person beyond the sex? Do I like this person? Because the truth is, y'all, if you think about it, can we be honest? There are some people that we get down with, If you think about it, the only time y'all have something in common, the only time you really want to be with the person is during that time of the year. During that time of the day or during that time of the week. But other than that, you really have nothing in common. And so what you've got to ask yourself is, beyond the sex, is this person someone I want to be with? Simple. That's it. It's not easy, but it is simple. The simplest things in life are not easy, but that's why I'm here, to help you through the process. All right, y'all. That's my time. And look, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, all you got to do is email me, text me, inbox me, whatever. All right, y'all. I'm Ken Canion. I am the host of Love, Lust, and Lies. And until tomorrow, y'all have a great day. And remember, every journey starts with one step.